You know, guys, I just shot a whole 10-minute video and the audio wasn't even on. So I guess it wasn't meant to be heard. But what I went over in that was the simple idea that it is us as humans, it is us as the spiritual body within inside of the animal body that sees things before they're created, that is able to create from lack with an abundant state. It is us that it allows us and our body to embody Christ consciousness, to then be able to manifest what we are meant to into the world. But it all starts within ourselves. It all starts with where our heart's at. It all starts with how we allow ourselves to be led. You know, much of the time we are mind stuck rather than heart led. What does that mean? Well, to be heart led is to be airy and light enough within the heart to be able to lead yourself, or to allow something greater than you lead yourself in the right direction. Or you could say allowing your greater self to lead you. When you allow your greater self to lead you, let me make sure my audio is on still now. Yeah, we're good. When you allow yourself to be led by something greater, great things happen. Oftentimes this comes through a process of trial and error and failure. And that's why many never get there, because it is hard, it is tough. It is a true process of self-discovery, self-realization in many ways. Realizing who we are so then we can embody it truthfully. Understanding our story, understanding what we've been through, who we were around as a kid and what effect it had on us, what we've been through and why it was meant to be. I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's not about what you go through, it's about what you go through to help someone else. And so when we're in that state of feeling dense and heavy and that the world is built against us and then we'll never have our way, in those very moments we are in the opposite embodiment of who we're meant to be. We are in the self-hating position of the devil. Let me say that again, the self-hating position of the devil. Many times this shows up in different ways. You might be very egotistical, very proud of yourself, ready to fight the world and to prove yourself to the world as a form of self-hatred. Or it might be obvious. You might be very much sad and depressed and lonely and all these things because of a form of self-hatred. This is the devil. In simple terms, allowing something to force you or to condemn yourself to a lower consciousness, a lower state of potentiality, this is the basis of the devil. In the very beginning, the very understanding of it, to be able to not create, to be able or to only have what's stuck, right? To only have what you're stuck in. This is the devil. Closed-mindedness, shut-it-offness, not being open. This is the devil. Have you guys ever seen someone who is just closed-minded to everything you bring around them? This might be your parent, this might be old friends, old family, a teacher even, and they're closed-minded. You bring up new ideas to them and they shut it down. But my friend, we live in a world of abundance. Everything out here, or at least everything inside of homes and in the physical world or the societal world was created by someone's mind. Now these trees, they are a lot greater than I. This nature is a lot greater than I. It was created by something greater than I. But if I stand here on my porch, these boards were processed by someone. And someone had the idea to do that 1,000 years ago, however long ago. Someone made this grill. Someone made the camera that I'm shooting this on. It all starts within the mind. And that might sound overly simplistic to you, but here's the point. The devil wants you to believe that you can't create. The devil wants you to believe the only thing you should do is consume. The devil wants you to be led by the body, while God wants you to be working on rightful things. Righteous consciousness is understanding your point of creation. Because even when you're consuming, you're still creating. You're just creating in a lower state. You're creating the feeling states that allow you to go be consumed or consuming of something that gets your attention. For instance, we watch TV 12 hours a day, let's say. We create the feeling state either consciously or subconsciously. Most of the time it's subconscious because it's a habit. We create that feeling state of wanting to be constantly pleasured by something. I gotta watch my show. I gotta watch my show. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater of TV. It's just about moderation. And the way that they make TV nowadays is overly stimulating. And if we choose to only consume that, well, That's what we're doing. We're consuming, and that's it on a grand scheme of things. But it is our subconscious mind that'll create that habitual formation of wanting to do that. It'll be what observes that feeling of needing to go watch TV. When you get on the opposite side, when you develop the mind, when you develop yourself to be able to control your conscious mind and thus control what you're subconsciously ingesting, you then get on the side of knowing how to create feeling states to then manifest where you want to go. You see, for me, every single day I meditate. I meditate to know my feeling state and to choose my feeling state, because my feeling state is what will create my reality. My feeling state is what my perception goes off of. Have you guys ever felt very unhappy at work before? I'm sure you have. And if you allow yourself to, it'll be a downward spiral where everything gets worse and worse. And the next thing you know, your family at home is worse because of the way you've been feeling. And you're just expecting things to be bad because that's how they always are. But in all reality, that's your feeling state. That's what you're bringing into the environment, and that's what your family reacts to. But you see, if you get on the other side of this, and you work with God, you work with your higher self, you work with you to be led freely by your heart, by righteousness, by the ultimate potential. You then bring that energy into the rooms you're in. And now don't get it twisted, there still will be, the devil will work in mysterious ways, and the people around you, the people you love the most. And it's not something that they're consciously doing in most matters. It's just what the body likes to do. And if a person doesn't consistently return to the state of the wish fulfilled, to the state of Christ consciousness, to the state of a freer being, the devil will step in and tear down their potential. The devil will hold them back from anything they want in life. The devil will keep them in the state of thinking and feeling that they will never have anything different. It's clear, isn't it? These things are so obtusely clear to me at this point in my life. I see it in everything I do. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of room to grow still. There's times where I slip back. There's times where, again, it's societal norms. It's the things that are normal that pull you back into that state. You see, we get it twisted in a lot of times in modern culture. I know I used to. The idea of God versus the devil, it sounds overly dramatic. It's like, what do you mean, the devil? You calling me a Satan worshiper? No, bro, you don't have to be a Satan worshiper to be letting the devil lead. You're simply just not chasing your highest potential. You're simply just sinking to a lower state and allowing that to control you. That's the devil. Where God is simply raising to a higher state and working with him to allow him to lead you into the righteous rooms and places and beings and allow you to do what's rightful. It's that simple. I've said this from the very beginning. You go watch my first video on YouTube and this is exactly what I'm talking about. We must be heart-led. We must build from within. We must choose to embody who we're meant to be based on our higher self. We must choose to embody a higher state of consciousness if we wish to have a life that we truly desire. And that takes time to see. But through that continuous effort, through that plugging in and working away at understanding ourselves first and foremost, we then allow God to come in and flow through us, rather than letting the devil get up in us and work out of us. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great day.